We've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons, and it's all up next.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
The veteran punter Bradley Pinion has this one teed up, and we are underway from Atlanta. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Right to the air is Carr. Off to Thomas on the left side. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. On play action. Now Carr under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Now Carr. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Carr with a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. What a great job getting pressure here on the first drive. 3 plays and already 2 sacks.
And that pressure has been intense right from the beginning. And I'm telling you, if they don't make an adjustment in play calling and protection, it'll go from intense to relentless.
So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Taken from just outside the 30. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And you know how scouts always talk about checking all the boxes? I think this young man does exactly that when you're looking for an NFL quarterback. Proven leader. Teams went 43-6 while he was in college. Has speed, dual threat ability, and production off the charts while he was in school, and also did a nice job of limiting to.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 47 yards.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking the secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there, because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Robinson. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Bijan Robinson. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. an ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Bijan Robinson.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Olave motioning to the left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Ritter's throw taken in by London.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense humming here in the early going.
Ritter looking to throw on 1st and 10.
Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Rolling to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Matt Hollins. 40 yards. And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Koo now for the point after.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run it again with Kamara. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
The safety position continues to evolve into a bigger role in run defense than in the past. They certainly love to have him drop down and get aggressive in bringing ball carriers down behind the line of scrimmage. Not many bigger stops than that one right there.
Throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Let's take it inside his own 40. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Matt Hollins, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On play action, it's Carr. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, you've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Michael Pruitt, 48 yards. And the Falcons continue to pull away here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Coup for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be Falcon football. Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10.
At the 40. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons.
Mac Hollins
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Falcons have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Flush to his right.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position when that drive started.
And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Saints will have the football back. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Saints first down.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Bud Dupree, his 2nd sack of the night. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Kamara off the draw. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
1st down, Saints.
To throw, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
On 1st down, Ritter eluding the pressure right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Let's give a little credit to the defense on that one. They resisted quite well, and that pass fell incomplete. But this ball game for him, that's just a momentary speed bump. He's played awfully well throwing the football.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup at 25. Ritter will set up to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Michael Pruitt as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, CD, you know, anytime they get close to the red zone, he is such a threat, and there he is again already, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
And I know it's probably a little bit of a failing on my part, but you know I watch a game through defensive eyes, and I don't understand what the coverage was doing there. When he headed out deep, they should have adjusted and flowed towards him. Instead, they left him out there and gave him a chance to make a big play, and of course he did exactly that. His size, speed, and versatility makes him a top target in any game.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a terrific first half from the former Cincinnati man, Desmond Ridder. He had a half of the ages, touchdown pass after touchdown pass. He threw a month's worth of touchdowns in just those first 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And they can't bring him down. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter.
Okay,
Falcons first and 10 here as Ridder gets them ready at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Ridder cannot escape, and they bring him down. Cameron Jordan able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting the sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Michael Pruitt taking it in. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now Arthur Smith going to tell the offense to stay put. We're going for 2. Ridder will throw for it. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. So they say he went out of bounds. In, then touch the football.
Can't be the first guy to touch it when you come back in bounds. That's why the penalty goes against him. Have to know where you are on the field.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And some room to work. Fighting his way through contact. Still going. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 22. 107 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. 2nd and 9. Again, it's Kamara. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 14. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Kamara is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll run it with Kamara. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
How about that stand defensively? The sticks were moving against them. First down after first down was being piled up. They had driven all the way down the field, and then they ran into a wall on 3rd and goal. Nice job regrouping. Very impressive.
We're kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So out come the Falcons now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
That one deep for London. That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 44 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Meanwhile, Ritter's throw complete to Hollins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Ritter going to keep it. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't look too well.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. On first down, Carr. He short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Carr. That is caught by a diving Thomas. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. First down, here's Ritter.
Being chased out left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Forced out to his left. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Ritter now.
Flushed out right. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Carr. The pass caught by Olave. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard. Carr now on first down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Here's Carr to throw. He's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
The point after, good by Groupie.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname...
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 51 yards. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Ready?
Robinson up the middle.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Ready?
Ritter.
Eluding the pressure right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
Not a big believer, 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Clark Phillips has got it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
The Falcons are going to leave the offense out there. They'll go for 2.
Ready?
They'll let Robinson try and run. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game.
This was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.